The movie opens with a flashback. A scientist's wife goes missing during a mission 30 years ago when their daughter is still a small child. That day, the scientist and his wife are sent to stop a huge missile from hitting a city. It's so big that they can't easily break it apart, so the wife shrinks herself to a tiny size to get inside and ruin its system. She does it, but she gets lost, and the scientist hasn't found her since. Now, in the present, he tells this story to his daughter. He says, "My daughter, don't be sad. Your mother will come back soon." He talks about a man named Scott, who once went to the same place and got out somehow, proving his wife might return too. The scientist adds, "It's been 30 years. Your mother might not know how to use her capsule. We'll make a device to go there without shrinking." The story shifts to Scott, a happy father living with his young daughter. The police have told him, "You have the Ant-Man power, so don't show it to anyone." One day, Scott plays with his daughter and steps outside. The police track him with a device and come to his house with FBI agents. They ask, "Did you just go outside?" Before Scott can speak, his daughter steps in and says, "Why are you bothering my dad? He was just playing with me." The agents explain to her why Scott must stay home. He once teamed up with Captain America, ignoring police warnings, and caused a lot of damage. The government told him, "Sign a deal to stop this from happening again." Scott didn't sign it, so they punished him with 3 years of house arrest, like a jail at home. The agents say only 3 days are left. "We're making sure he stays inside, but he's breaking the rules." The girl asks, "Will he be free after 3 days?" They reply, "Yes, of course." Then, Scott's ex-wife and her husband arrive, asking him to watch their daughter. They say, "We're going on a trip. We'll pick her up later." With his daughter gone, Scott spends his last 3 days alone. He sings and dances to enjoy himself. One night, he falls asleep in the bath and dreams he's a woman, the scientist's wife, missing for years. He wakes up worried and calls the scientist to tell him. After sleeping again, Scott wakes up with the scientist's daughter. He asks, "Where are you taking me? I'm not allowed to leave my house." She says, "Don't worry. I left someone at your place pretending to be you. The FBI won't know. We're going on a mission." She takes him to her father's lab. The scientist tells Scott, "I'm building a device to reach the quantum realm where my wife is stuck. It keeps failing, but your dream about her means she's alive. You escaped that place, so tell me what it's like." They try to start the device together, but it keeps showing errors and won't work. They check it and find out it needs a regulator. They go to a man who has the regulator. He tells the scientist's daughter, "I'll give it to you if you sell me your lab after this. I have a buyer offering $700 million. She snaps, "Are you bargaining with us?" "I won't sell." She leaves without it, but puts on a Wasp suit her father made and goes back to steal the regulator. Suddenly, a figure called Ghost appears, created by the man. Ghost can turn invisible and pass through things, just like Ant-Man and Wasp can change size. A big fight starts. They battle using their skills, but Ghost seems better trained. Ghost takes the regulator back from the scientist's daughter and seizes their lab, leaving the scientist with nothing. The scientist grows anxious and says, "I have a friend who's a professor. We worked hard together when my wife got lost in that place. Maybe she could return somehow, and he might help us again." The scientist, his daughter, and Scott go to meet the professor. They start talking, but then the scientist notices Ghost there. He's stunned and wonders, "What's she doing here? Are you all working together?" The professor stops him and says, "Wait, I'll tell you everything." He explains, "We were close friends once, but you thought other scientists were stealing your invention. You accused them, and one, who was your friend, got angry and turned against you. He was kicked out of the agency because of it. Research can't happen if everyone's fighting. So he started his own work to build a suit, and I helped him. One day, an explosion wrecked his lab. Many died, but a little girl named Ghost survived. I raised her. She's real, but she has a sickness that hurts her. Don't judge her wrong. She took quantum energy from your lab to heal herself because she's tired of the pain. The agency saw her powers, trained her, and gave her a suit. She began killing after that. Our lab was destroyed too, so I brought her here. We're partners now. The professor ties up the three of them, the scientist, his daughter, and Scott. Feel upset. They want their lab back and won't let Ghost keep it. They escape and head to a forest. There, they expand their lab and work on the device again. This time, it runs without errors, and everyone gets excited. The machine sends a signal, connecting Scott to the scientist's wife. Scott fixes the problems that kept her stuck in the quantum realm. Then, someone tells the police about their strange experiments. The police, who know the agency's workers, find out where the scientist is. They arrive at the forest and capture the scientist and his daughter. Scott, who had gone home, returns and saves them. Ghost shows up too and takes the lab again, but Scott grabs the device from her. The scientist uses it to travel to his wife's location, shrinking himself and the device. He searches for her in a tricky place with moving objects all around. Meanwhile, Ghost escapes with the lab, needing it to survive her condition, which will worsen in 2 or 3 weeks. The man with the regulator chases her, takes the lab, and sails away on a ship. Scott, as Ant-Man grows big, jumps from the water, and takes the lab back from him. At the same time, the scientist keeps looking for his wife. After a long search, he finds her and brings her into the device. Back in the forest, the scientist and his daughter regain control of the lab and make it bigger. As the scientist and his wife are about to come out, Ghost is there. The wife sees her and says, "I know how much this sickness hurts you." She holds Ghost's hand, and Ghost starts to heal, turning back into a normal girl. This shows the wife has a special kind ability. The police are still nearby, ready to arrest them. Scott gets an idea and grows huge, standing in front of a building to block the view. He pretends to hide the others, distracting the police. While they deal with him, the scientist and his daughter slip away. Scott shrinks down and escapes too. 3 days later, Scott returns home and the FBI ends his house arrest. He's finally free. The scientist and his wife are happy together again. The scientist's daughter moves in with Scott and grows close to Scott's daughter. The movie ends on a cheerful note. Thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more great content.